So I think this is a really good transition point because we mentioned earlier that we want to talk about this, but as you're a leader, either a politician, a business owner, or so forth, there's times where you're going to have two decisions in front of you and you're going to have to pick one. And there's never one decision that's just an obvious, oh, this is 100% the perfect decision. A lot of times you make decisions as an entrepreneur or a leader, and there's 60% that is good that's going to come out of this, and there might be 40% bad, but the other decision might have 50, or it might be 50% good, 50% bad. It's like very, there's never one decision that's just the perfect one.
That's just
and you have to make that determination of like, what route are we going to take? And the thing is, once you make that decision, you will never know the alternative outcome because you'll never live the other decision.
Mm-hmm.
You make one and then you got to kind of just let go. And as a Doug Ford, it's like, okay, should we go into lockdown? You got to kind of just make that decision, and you'll never know the alternative of if we didn't. Because everyone's like, well, if we didn't go into lockdown, this would happen. But we don't know. We'll never know.
Well, to get kind of even more meta on that, like you're really focused on the big decisions, but this even happens on the small decision scale. Like even like, okay, do I want to drink coffee today, or am I going to drink my beet juice? Like, you know what I mean? Like that was a decision I made that could change the course of my day, hell, even my life.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really think like that. I think it's almost scary to think like that, but you're right. When we jump into big decisions with all this weight on us, it's like, okay, this is actually a bigger decision. So now I'm like, it's harder for me to make it. Yeah. But on a small decision scale, it's not.
Yeah, I've just really been thinking about this concept, and just recently, if I had to make some kind of career decisions where it's, okay, should I go this way or should I go that way? And the thing is, even if one opportunity looks like this is the best thing, you could go that route and it maybe not be that great, or it could be amazing. But again, that alternative decision that you said no to, it could have been even better. Like you'll never know. So you got to really just make the decision and let go, because the ruminating of, oh, what if I did this? Well, again, you will never know.
So there's a really good Stoic wives' tale.
Yeah.
And it goes something like this. So there's a farmer, and the farmer, he is more of a Stoic, and he runs the farm with his brother. And he has this horse, and he's had this horse his entire life. And one day the horse is really sick. So he has to make the decision to put it down. And the brother goes, oh man, like this is terrible. Like this horse is your horse, you know, you love it. And now you got to put it down. And the farmer says, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know.
Yeah.
Next week, another farmer comes over, and he has a kind of staple of new horses that were just born. And he gives his most prized horse to the farmer. And the brother's like, wow, this is amazing. Like your old horse died, and it's almost like now you have this new horse, and this new horse is like, it has that spirit. Isn't that amazing, brother? And he says, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. So a couple weeks go by, and the horse starts growing really fast. And the father's son jumps on the horse and tries to go for a joyride. Doing that, he gets kicked off the horse, breaks his leg on the ground. And the brother comes again, and he says, oh man, this is really bad. Maybe that horse was a bad thing after all. Maybe this is terrible. Brother, what do you think of this? And again, the farmer goes, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. And the brother goes, why do you keep saying that? Like, I don't understand why you can't see that this is clearly bad. This horse came and it's broken your son's leg. He now can't work on the farm. This is going to hurt production. There's no good that can come of this. 2 weeks pass, and the country they live in goes to war. And they have a draft. And every man under the age of 18, from 18 to 16, has to go to war. But his son has a broken leg. And his brother comes again.
Yeah.
And he says, surely now you see that this is a great thing.
Yeah.
Surely now you can just accept that this is amazing, that he broke his leg. You know what the farmer says?
It could be good. It could be bad. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's kind of the Stoic way of looking at decision-making, is like, you don't know if this decision you're going to make right now is going to be bad or good, because there's things that are going to come out of it. There's other decisions that are going to come out of it, other events down the line, 10, 60, 100 events down the line where it was like, if this didn't happen a couple years ago, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it kind of gets trippy when you think about literally every decision you make, no matter how small, opens up a different reality path that you like go on, right? And there's like infinite amount of reality paths. Like when you decide today to get a coffee or you get a beet juice versus a coffee, right? Well, when that immediately opens up like two different realities, where there's a reality where Vic went to get coffee, there's a reality where Vic went to get beet juice.
Right.
Well, you went to get beet juice. So when you got beet juice, right, everything's cool, you enjoying the juice. But what if you got the coffee? Well, if you got the coffee, maybe you would have taken a second longer because the drive-through was longer and so forth. And because of that, you got into a lane and that person hit you and you got in a car accident.
Right.
Like, you never know.
You just don't know like what could come out of it. I think what you have to do, what you really have to train yourself to do, this is really my genuine stance. It's been my stance since around high school when I adopted this. One of my friends kind of explained his perspective and I was like, that makes a lot of sense to me, is regret just shouldn't exist. Regret doesn't need to be there. If you create regret, all you're doing is saying that I have lack. Like when you accept regret, you're living in a lack mentality because you don't think better things can happen moving forward, which is wrong.
Yeah, we've referenced it, I think, almost every podcast episode now, but it's about it's being present, literally. It's like everything is just coming back to you gotta be in that present moment. And even a good example is like even if you're in a relationship and you have a breakup and you're devastated, and there's been so many examples where that happens, and then a couple months later you meet someone new and it's like, wow, if I would have stuck in that bad relationship, I would have never met this person.
Mm-hmm.
So in the immediate, it's this heaviness and feeling of, oh, maybe regret or pain. But again, like that analogy you said with the horse, you don't know, right?
You just don't know. And all you have to do is think of the decision at hand, because that's the decision in front of you. And only if it's in front of you. I always try not to make decisions that are like even a day in advance. I want to consider the options, but I don't want to decide on it, because the reality is when I get to that point, I'm probably just going to decide whatever makes sense in that moment, not what makes sense 2 days before it, because it's not the moment.